Not yet. Not yet.
I gotta get moving, moving when I hear that lonesome bell. It's telling me it's opening time, I gotta ride like hell. I gotta see my Mary Lou down at the Dog and Duck, where she'll pour me a pint of Worthington and one for Hank and Chuck. Yippee-I-O. Worthington best bidder, go for it, get some down.
Hey, 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 good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up for me?
Findus Lean Cuisine, 17 low-fat dishes like new lasagna verde and chicken and prawn Cantonese. Less fat, more taste.
How's about cooking something up with me?
Enjoy healthier eating. Findus Lean Cuisine.
At last. You look great.
Hank. Uh-oh. I clashed with the car. Self-leveling suspension.
Right.
This is nice.
She doesn't like music. There we go. Ah, better? Here goes. Do you fancy a coffee?
Original. A bit flash. Oh.
Ah. Self-leveling.
Suspension.
Stupid gadget.
Citroen BX GTi. Loves driving, hates garages.
New Camay light and great-looking skin go together. It's pure white with a lighter fragrance.
She's been out of the practice for a few years now.
Aye. She knows all about having kids. Happens she's forgotten about having calves.
Bulls! New Camay light. It only leaves your skin soft.
Madame? I'd like beluga caviar, a dozen bellon oysters, and then the lobster thermidor.
And for monsieur?
I'd just like telephone.
If you bank with Girobank, you can arrange an overdraft or check your balance by phone up to 8 at night.
And what would monsieur like to follow?
We'll have some champagne.
I love vintage Bollinger.
Girobank, a bank with fewer hold-ups.
Here's a refreshing new act. Magic circles.
Hi, you're watching HTV's Night Club, 24-hour television for Wales and the West. Time now for the latest news headlines with Zainab Badawi.
Church services will be held today to mark the 2nd anniversary of the disappearance of the Church of England envoy Terry Waite. He vanished in West Beirut while negotiating for the release of 2 American hostages. Meanwhile, the official masterminding the church's attempts to free Mr. Waite, Mr. John Little, said, "I think he was wrong in returning to West Beirut." In Lebanon, the Druze leader Walid Jumblat has called on the pro-Iranian group Hezbollah, believed to be holding Mr. Waite, to end this vicious circle. Jumblat's Druze militiamen were in charge of Waite's security when he vanished in West Beirut. No group has claimed it's holding Waite, and there have been no demands for his release. 16 other Westerners are being held in Lebanon, including Britain's John McCarthy and Brian Keenan. The Foreign Office is warning British citizens in Afghanistan that it's not safe to stay in the country. Journalists from Britain and Commonwealth countries were summoned to the British Embassy in Kabul and given a letter urging them to leave without delay. The embassy is still open but is reviewing its position. The anti-government Mujahideen rebels are increasing their rocket attacks on Kabul as Soviet troops continue their withdrawal. Western diplomats believe the country could collapse in bloodshed when the Soviets pull out next month. George Bush will be sworn in as the 41st President of the United States later today. Meanwhile, tributes have been paid to the outgoing President, Ronald Reagan. Mrs. Thatcher wrote to thank him for being a great president and a true and perfect gentleman. Washington's inauguration parties are in full swing before Mr. Bush's parade to the White House. $25 million are being spent on 5 days of ceremonials. Officials from the Test and County Cricket Board are refusing to say which way they'll vote at next week's international conference to discuss a ban on anyone who plays in South Africa. British officials remain silent after discussing their position at the Oval. Several countries are calling for a 4-year ban on cricketers who play in South Africa. If England doesn't agree, a life ban may be imposed. Officials from the South Africa Cricket Board flew in to lobby for British officials to vote against the ban. That's it. There'll be more news later.
And the next news is at 2:20. Well, that's it. I'm going to go and put my feet up now and leave you in the capable hands of Sue. What's happening now?
Well, a bit later than Bill, we've got our film. It features Martin Sheen and it's called Eagle's Wing.
Long before the myths began, it was primitive, unforgiving. But in that vast, limitless space, man had one ally, the horse.